Yeah, no, absolutely. There is a subsidy
Yeah,
window right now.
yeah.
Okay. It's going to be a bit silly of me not to take advantage of
Okay.
what's
Of
currently
what's happening.
available.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We have to basically build the business. If we're going to build and leverage subsidies to basically run a machine and have a very, very secure asset base that's maybe in a few years generating $30 million recurring revenue, right?
Yeah. Powerful.
That asset base, and if the subsidy goes away at that point, fine, right? We have an asset base that generates $30 million recurring revenue. We can leverage that asset base as collateral and attract competitive debt without the subsidy and scale more infrastructure projects,
Yeah.
right? So there is a window of opportunity right now. We need to leverage on this as much as we can, build a steady base, a steady cash flow base, and then on the basis of what we've accumulated, start to expand in a sustainable manner.
So I think the strategy here then is for what you're saying to become real, the strategy is the communities you identify need to be high performing communities because
Not really. You'll make them high
really?
performing.
Okay, how?
You make them high performing. I mean, a community that's never had access to electricity and you give them electricity, what do you expect them to do with it? They're
Yeah,
going to
so
be
like
like,
I
okay,
mean,
thanks.
yeah,
So you need
even
to
with
make them high performing.
yeah, what I mean is that communities without access to electricity usually is not exactly without access to electricity. Is that somebody has a gen somewhere that everybody goes to charge their phones and he powers
Hmm.
the gen maybe like 4 hours a week or something. That's usually
Hmm.
the case for those kinds of communities. But then if you're talking about the communities that are really, really remote, like those that really have no access to anything, especially which is more common in the north, I think those are the communities that look alike from the outside
Hmm.
point of view, but internally they're systematically different.
Of course, they're very different, but both of them, both of the examples you mentioned right now, are
Mhm.
both not high performing communities. Because even the generator wants 4 hours a week, you cannot run a business model on that, right? So you need to make the communities high performing. For example, what we're doing is for the 5,000 connections we're deploying right now,
Yeah.
we've already factored in the cost of light bulbs and cooling fans. So we supply as we connect you, we give you a fan, we give you a light bulb, right?
So how are they
So
making
that they're gonna use the light, they're gonna use the fan, they're gonna turn on the fan.
yeah, I mean that's for sure. But like how are they going to make this money to pay you for using the light and the bulbs? Like
This I think it's a myth that rural community dwellers are poor. And it's not really true.
okay. I agree with that. But yeah,
Rural
like
community
yeah,
dwellers are not poor. I
I
mean, if
agree
you
with
go
that. Yeah.
to Abababugu, one of the communities in Ondo State that we serve, right? In a month, one of my customers made like 10 million naira from selling cocoa. But one bag of cocoa is more than 1.5 million naira in revenue. One bag of cocoa, 50
Okay.
kg bag. And these guys are farmers. So they're making
Yeah.
money from agriculture.
Yes. Okay. So but that is a high performing community, no?
Now, performance is not in how much money they're making. Performance is how much energy they're consuming. So they may make money, but put the money in the bank. You need to give them avenues to consume the energy. That's why you need to stimulate the community by giving access to appliances that consume energy,
Mhm.
preferably appliances they can use to generate income. For example, in one of the communities we serve in Abuja here, we give them a ice block maker so they can make ice blocks and sell the ice to neighboring communities that don't have power, right? And even if so, we charge them okay a month for the ice maker. It's a lease to own model for 1 year. So they're gonna pay 1.2 million naira for the ice maker, but we're
Okay.
making a margin on that. We're
Yeah.
making a margin on that already. We're making a margin of like 20% on the sale of the appliance. But the appliance itself consumes roughly 20K or 30,000 naira per month in energy. So we're making money of the appliance. We're also making money of the energy the appliance is consuming. And the customer himself is making a shitload of money because that ice block maker makes him 300,000 naira in revenue.